Hey, this is Ben Varon from the band Amoral from Helsinki, Finland, and we're here in the beautiful Dublin at the Button Factory, playing here tonight, opening up for Ensiferum. It's a rock/metal band. We've been through a few lineup changes and also music style changes along the way. We've released 3 albums which were called technical death metal kind of music back in the early 2000s, and then we switched singers 4 years ago, and we found Ari Koivunen to be our new singer, and then we went much more melodic. We introduced the melodic singing into the music, and also the riffs and stuff started to have more of a rock vibe to them, so it's not just full-blown growling and death metal anymore, which is much closer to our hearts at the moment. And now we're touring on our 5th album, second with Ari. The album's called Beneath, and we're very proud of it. It's pretty much everything from hard rock to progressive metal to epic big soundtrack musical landscapes to acoustic stuff. So it's everything we want to do as musicians we put into this album. It would have to be Beneath, the title track that opens the whole album. I'm really proud of that one because it's this big 9-minute epic song with a bunch of different moods and just peaks and valleys go throughout the song, and a lot of cool riffs, and I really like the vocal melodies as well. So that really became like the strong track of the album, if you ask me, and the fans have seemed to enjoy it as well, so that's cool to see. And the song, what it's about, actually came to me in a dream, which has never happened before when writing lyrics. Usually it's more down-to-earth stuff when that happens in life, but this one, I have this reoccurring dream of being taken away by the ocean, like standing on a cliff, and then the ocean, the waves take you away, and you find yourself in the bottom of the ocean and not really minding it, just enjoying it, the quietness and the peacefulness of it, and not even wanting to go back up, even though you're running out of air. So I don't know if it's a nightmare or a dream, but that's what the song is about. And also the album cover, if you look at the whole album cover and package, you'll see the story in there as well. Well, writing songs, there's really no just one formula when it comes to this band. Sometimes I'll have a bunch of lyrics and I will try to figure out music that will work good with the lyrics. But most of the time I just have music, riffs, parts of songs, or even complete song, and then I'll start thinking about the vocal melody, and usually lyrics come last, so I work on lyrics on the side and I'll see which song that would match the best. But it goes any which way. It's cool that sometimes it goes the other way around with the lyrics first, and so there's no rules to it. And for how long it takes to write a song, sometimes it takes a week and everything's done. Sometimes it takes a year before the song actually feels like it's finished with the lyrics and everybody's happy with it. So sometimes it really takes a while. You have to, let's say I've been writing something and it takes a month and I'm still not quite happy with it. I'll just put it on the side and do something else for a while, and then pick it up 2 months later and with fresh ears start to work on it again. We get asked that a lot, like how come there's so many good bands coming out of Finland, and usually the cliched answer is, oh, it's so cold and dark there, there's nothing else to do but to play guitar in the basement. But I also think that the scene feeds itself, because when we grew up we saw all these bands like Children of Bodom and Stone and Amorphis, like good young bands. They weren't that much older than us and they were still getting pretty successful and writing this great music. And that inspired us to try it, practice harder and be even better as musicians. So I think the more you see good bands coming out of Finland, the more new bands you'll see coming out. It just keeps feeding itself, which is really cool. Used to survive the cold winter. Just keeping inside and trying to stay positive is every year it's a shock. People always ask us like, don't you get used to it? Oh, you're from Finland, you're used to the coldness. And I'm like, no, we're not used to it. We hate it still. I don't like the cold at all. If it was up to me, it would be warm 24/7. But I just try to stay in and dress warm and think happy thoughts and wait for the summer. Take me with me to outer space. I think they're mostly just stuff from my childhood that's still the most important music to me, which would be Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion Part 2. Just Guns N' Roses is my favorite band so far. Then I would take Michael Jackson's Dangerous, because that was the first tape I ever gotten, and it's just a brilliant album. I would take Jar of Flies EP by Alice in Chains. Being an early 90s kid, the grunge really hit hard, so I love all the Pearl Jams and Soundgardens. I would take one Danny Elfman soundtrack. I think maybe Edward Scissorhands soundtrack, that's a beautiful one. And then I would have to take one Pantera album. I would take Great Southern Train Kill, which is the best metal album ever written. The production is running really late. Ensiferum and their boss is stuck. Has been stuck, it broke down somewhere along the way from Manchester, so we're gonna have to shorten our set tonight. We usually been playing 45 minutes on this tour, now it's only gonna be 25. So we have to leave like half of the set out, which really sucks. But we're still gonna play like the rocking, like you're gonna get a good sense of what Amoral is about. And if I had to choose a favorite from our sets, well, I really like the song Mute. We started with a song from our third album, which is still of death metal Amoral. And it's fast, it has a lot of riffs and a lot of guitar solos in it, which of course I enjoy. Ends late October, which leaves us with about 2 months of this year, and we're gonna take that time off from playing shows. We go back home and continue writing the next album, which we're already working on. We have about 50% of the material done. And hopefully early next year we're still going to do some touring for the Beneath album before we go into the studio to record album number 6. But yeah, just after this it's back to writing songs. And we're very sorry that tonight's going to be a baby set, but we're going to give it that much more energy into that 25 minutes that we have. And I hope to come back here for a few more shows, not just Dublin, but to get back here to do a bunch of shows one day. Hopefully sooner than later.